Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, June 13th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 551 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Florida is among the last holdouts against expanding Medicaid. Why? It starts with an O editorial. How Republicans came to embrace the big lie of a stolen election. Gas explosion in central China kills at least 12. Violence continues at Washington Square Park, curfew now at midnight. Violent Indy car crash pauses Detroit race. Debate lingers over cause of Texas cheerleaders' fatal injuries. Workers found a plane at the bottom of a California lake, potentially solving a 56-year-old mystery. Rare earth metals at the heart of China's rivalry with the U.S., Europe. 1998 Oregon school shooter, tremendous shame and guilt. Chameli disaster, it hit the valley floor like 15 atomic bombs. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. At least 12 killed in huge gas explosion in central Chinese city, CNN. Kamala Harris Secret Service agent clearly not happy about VP's Pride Walk, Twitter users react, Fox News. G7 to agree tough measures on burning coal to tackle climate change, BBC News. Austin mass shooting, one suspect in custody, another at large after 14 injured in entertainment district, Fox News. UFC 263, Israel Adesanya Octagon interview, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. Internet reportedly shut off as G7 leaders squabble with Biden over China, the Daily Beast. Paul George sets tone with bounce-back effort as LA Clippers rout Utah Jazz in needed Game 3 win, ESPN. Toshiba's number 2 shareholder calls for immediate resignation of board chair, 3 directors, Fox Business. Judge dismisses lawsuit by Houston hospital employees over COVID-19 vaccinations, NBC News. A suspect has been arrested in connection with 3 shootings in less than 24 hours in Georgia and Alabama, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Rash of mass shootings stirs U.S. fears heading into summer. Police arrest one of 2 suspects in Austin mass shooting that wounded 14. China's famed wandering elephants are on the move again. Woman creates perfect sign to warn neighbors of thieving cat. Explosive diarrhea causes NBC's ultimate slip and slide to pause production, report. Soccer captain Christian Eriksen collapses on field at Euro tournament. Biden shutters Trump era office for crimes allegedly committed by immigrants. Dog ejected from car crash found safe on farm herding sheep. Ice shelf protecting critical glacier is rapidly breaking up. At 15, he killed his parents and shot up his high school. Now he's ready to speak. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Fans flock to Old Town Art Fair after reopening. Yale student was repeatedly shot at close range. Popular TikToker offers historic tours. 100 power pole snapped during severe weather. Woman charged with damaging child skull. Church roof peeled back by damaging storms. 9-year-old boy accidentally shot by family member. Rideshare, cab shortages leave travelers stranded. Couple says Bobcat family moved into backyard. Young artist creates decor for art exhibits. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. G7 Hive updates. World leaders face critical climate questions. Explosion in residential area kills at least 12 in China. Euro 2020, Denmark's Christian Eriksen collapses during match. FDA details failures at Baltimore plant that spoiled vaccine doses. A history of the Hollywood Chronicle in 10 books. Summer of Love, 2021, in New York. Zoos are bad for animals. Take the ship, conservatives aim to commandeer Southern Baptists. Baseball sticky situation with ball doctoring. Humpback whale nearly eats a lobsterman, then thinks better of it. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Omar retweets video by anti-Israel group investigated by FBI for possible terrorism ties. Pro-life advocates warn of egregious Democratic bill that would guarantee abortion rights throughout U.S. How to win $1,000 for free on the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show on Sunday. NASCAR All-Star Race, win $10,000 of Clint Bowyer's money for free. New Jersey man who killed 7-year-old Girl Scout 48 years ago dies in prison. Debbie Reynolds was always determined to give back to those in need despite stardom, Pal Rudely says. 40 stars Glenn Ford, Rita Hayworth had a decades-long relationship, late actor's son claims. Miss Universe Andrea Meza says she was unemployed before winning, my family was struggling. Kamala Harris Secret Service agent clearly not happy about VP's Pride Walk, Twitter users react. Alaska man helps baby moose over guardrail during traffic jam. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, June 13th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Government considers using post-Brexit freedoms to allow use of traditional imperial measures. Biden to back new climate and conservation targets, have tea with the Queen in his final day at G7. COVID alarm that can smell if someone has infection, device can detect if someone has virus. Trimmer-looking Boris walks hand-in-hand with Kerry on Cornish Beach at G7 summit. Peter Schmeichel slams ridiculous decision to restart game after Christian Eriksen collapse. UK is set to swelter on hottest day of the year as England's footballers kick off Euro 2020 campaign. The FA is accused of coercion after writing to MP who complained about players taking the knee. Harry and Meghan have no regrets about Oprah interview, want to keep the peace, source claims. Christian Eriksen is stable and was able to WhatsApp his Inter Milan teammates after collapse. Dominic Rock dashes June 21st Freedom Day hopes. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Israel set to approve new governing coalition, ending Netanyahu's 12-year tenure. Afghanis group claims sticky bomb attacks in western Kabul. Israel to swear in government, ending Netanyahu's long rule. Did Biden give Boris Johnson a $6,000 bike and get a Wikipedia printout in return? Not exactly. Virus ravaged Brazil doesn't want Copa America, but Bolsonaro says it's hosting it anyway. Evidence in Mexico serial killer's house suggests 17 victims. Peru's Fujimori, bid to send her back to prison absurd. What you need to know about El Salvador's plan to use volcano power Bitcoin as legal tender. Anatomy of Japan's joyless Olympics, a hyper-cautious bureaucracy and slow vaccine rollout. Bolsonaro fined for flouting mask order at motorcycle rally. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. People are so burned out, U.S. essential workers struggle as restrictions lifted. Lisa Taddeo, I am angry at my history of apology. Joe Manchin, the Democrat who holds the fate of Biden's agenda in his hands. Jackie Collins, the reality of life in Joan's shadow. Jair Bolsonaro fined for not wearing mask at Sao Paulo biker rally. Ben Wheatley, early on the pandemic felt like a time for getting a crossbow ready to hunt for petroleum. How the hanging woman revealed truth of Bosnia's mass killer. We are trying to sneak into people's minds and hearts. Laurie Anderson meets Rhys Murphy. Denmark's Christian Eriksen stabilized in hospital after collapse. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. The latest, virus infections are rising sharply in Moscow. Eriksen sends his greetings to teammates after collapse. As summit ends, G7 urge to deliver on vaccines, climate. The latest, Attenborough, G7 must speed up climate action. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. G7 to agree tough measures on burning coal to tackle climate change. Malaysia deports French conspiracy theorist wanted for abduction. G7 summit, China says small groups do not rule the world. Israel's Netanyahu poised to lose power to new government. Disruption to shipping could delay Christmas orders. Swiss voting in pesticide ban referendum. Guinea-Bissau's cashew farmer survived tough times. Baba Kadaba, the year in the life of a viral deli eatery owner. Pakistan, the man trying to improve women's underwear. Bidder pays $28 for space trip with Amazon's Bezos. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Woman never saw a gun on Winston Smith before he was fatally shot by sheriff's deputies in Minneapolis. Today in history for June 13th. Georgia shooting stirs police fear ahead of summer. Keep Dancing Orlando, 5 years later, Pulse nightclub shooting survivors seek to embody strength of LGBTQ community. Mass shootings stir U.S. fears ahead of summer. Today in history for June 12th. Disturbing and senseless, Savannah shooting leaves 1 dead and 7 injured, including children. AP top stories June 12th. 9 injured, 1 killed in Chicago shooting, police searching for 2 gunmen. 14 injured in Austin Entertainment District shooting, police arrest 1 suspect. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Earthquake, magnitude 4.1 quake reported near the American League Division, Siriusburg in Northern California. Man found shot to death in his car in South Los Angeles. Los Angeles County coronavirus case numbers and deaths continue to drop as reopening nears. FBI raids home of Los Angeles-based actor who entered U.S. Capitol on January 6 with right-wing protesters. Officials end search for Catalina ferry passenger who went overboard. Don't give up on him, sister says. Preliminary injunction granted restricting LA County Sheriff's Department use of force at protests. Fire in downtown LA building destroyed artists' creations but not their spirit. Lopez, the homeless situation in Venice is complicated, but that's no excuse for inaction. How do we hold on to new freedoms as California reopens? California's biggest heat wave of the year heightens drought and fire fears. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, June 13th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. From Aldi to Waitrose, UK food giants threaten to boycott Brazilian suppliers over deforestation. Samsung smartphone warning, pre-installed apps caught spying. Right-wing protesters plan to hit the streets of Madrid on Sunday to denounce controversial Spanish government plans to offer pardons to the jailed Catalan separatists behind the failed 2017 independence bid. Japan creates its first law requiring permits for crossbow possession. Yemen crisis is worsening and the world must act now, say aid workers. Canada has rejected 300,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from the U.S. after it was made at a Baltimore facility riddled with contamination issues. Saudi Arabia, Hajj to go ahead with 60,000 vaccinated residents. No foreign pilgrims will be able to attend this year's Hajj. Saudi Arabia's leading religious council has decided that protecting the population is the most important goal. Non-working week declared in Moscow as COVID-19 cases jump. Coronavirus pandemic news. Biden won't hold back. Jen Psaki shuts down Putin's Fox who says Navalny won't come up at summit. Over 30,000 Indian children orphaned, lost to parents or abandoned in COVID pandemic, top child rights body says. It said that it made these children vulnerable to illegal adoption, trafficking and abuse. NZ government offers $8,625 discount on EVs, reviving policy killed by NZ first. Netanyahu's desperate last-minute bid to blue and white's Benny Gantz, I'll resign now, you'll be PM for 3 years. The proposal was rejected by Gantz's camp. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro was fined $100 Saturday for violating COVID-19 containment measures in Sao Paulo state by failing to wear a face mask and provoking huge crowds at a motorcycle rally for supporters. Putin laughs when asked by NBC reporter if he's a killer. Over 250 journalists, including reporters from The Washington Post, WSJ and LA Times, signed a letter calling on media to stop obscuring oppression of Palestinians. The next headlines are from Forbes. Jacob deGrom's arm injury scare serves as a reminder of the fragile nature of his historic run. Post-bubble playoffs. In the NHL's 2021 Stanley Cup semifinals, familiar teams are back on home turf. Lethal Lukaku, why the striker is Belgium's talisman. This Netflix program is on the verge of breaking its own record. Joe Harris eyeing bounce back as Brooklyn Nets look to seize a 3-1 series lead versus Bucks. Happy and healthy, Brooklyn Nets have star role player in Blake Griffin. Oil boom 2021, waiting for the IEA to make up its mind. The Witcher Season 2 gets its very first trailer, but Geralt is missing. Box office, Peter Rabbit 2 feet nabs soft $4 Friday as Quiet Place 2 feet tops $100 Lupin Part 2 on Netflix, more thrills and plenty of French charm. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,711,439,803 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Larry Flint for President review, yes, this really happened. Olivia Pictures losses tumble during COVID year. London's National Gallery, Fat Redbird partner for VR series High, story of a painting exclusive. XR Studio Lucid Reality sees gold in museum distribution market. Elijah Wood, Luke Kirby and No Man of God director Amber Sealy on exploring the dark soul of Ted Bundy. India Sweets and Spices review, spirited intergenerational dramedy serves up a hearty Indian-American tale. New Images XR market sees growth in size and scope. No Man of God review, Ted Bundy is played with eerie authenticity, but what is there left to learn about serial killers? David Archuleta says he is part of LGBTQIA Plus community, opens up about finding that balance with faith. No Man of God director Amber Sealy on Joe Berlinger's fiery email, it felt very mansplain why. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden spends the weekend trying to persuade G7 leaders to push back on China. A lobster diver in Cape Cod says a humpback whale scooped him up and spat him out. 3 people dead after a car crashes into a Pittsburgh building housing a plasma center. An 11-minute flight to space was just auctioned for $28 million. China's wandering elephants are on the move again. Are they headed home? Slow your roll, slow radio from NPR's archives. Biden and Putin won't hold a joint news conference after their Geneva meeting. Saudi Arabia says Hajj will be limited to 60,000 people, all from within the kingdom. June 12th is Loving Day, when interracial marriage finally became legal in the U.S. The following headlines are from the week. A surge in surge pricing. 6 homes for less than $1 million. The Tulsa Race Massacre. Deborah Birx reportedly called fighting the pandemic and Scott Atlas together the hardest thing I've had to do. Danish soccer star reportedly awake, stabilized in hospital after on-field collapse. Why Garland's Department of Justice is siding with the Trump administration in several cases. Barbara Krejcikova becomes 3rd unseeded women's player to win French Open in 5 years. Biden gets thumbs up from Macron, who says US is definitely back. China's UK embassy scoffs at G7 as Biden urges allies to take stand against Beijing. The ransomware epidemic. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Relativity Space gets a huge investment to take on SpaceX with reusable rockets. ESA is joining NASA with their own mission to Venus. What mission could detect oceans at Uranus moons? White dwarf measured before it exploded as a supernova. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, June 13th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. 5 satellite images show how fast our planet is changing. Earliest sunrises before summer solstice. The next news is from Politico. Boris Johnson gets an EU earful on Northern Ireland. George Floyd's murder transformed America. War-torn Ethiopia tells G7 countries to butt out. Voting kicks off in a New York City mayor's race like no other. World leaders grapple with how tough to be on China. European negotiators talk up hope of breakthrough at Iran nuclear meetings. 100 days to save the world. Biden calls for gun reform 5 years after Pulse nightclub shooting. Macron, Biden has definitely convinced allies that US is back. Photo gallery, protesters storm the beaches of Cornwall. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL 2021 live updates, Ewald, Kennedy fire early in Tigers, Eagles clash, Roos, Giants draw. Season over, Saints must not waste this crisis. Great man, great legacy, the other side to ferociously competitive Buckley. Holiday plans in limbo amid uncertainty on COVID restrictions. Gold rush is an understatement, punting upstart Blue Bedie's lucrative U.S. market. 2021 Australian swimming trials live updates, McKeon breaks 100 backstroke world record. See you in Game 3, Phoenix upset United. 2 crucial witnesses die months before new Whiskey Go-Going quest. He always brought joy, hiker's body recovered after Blue Mountains fall. Underwhelming Giants play out season's first draw against Kangaroos. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. How to invest, get rich quick with compound interest. Newswatch, don't be fooled, inflation is a big risk for stock market investors, here's how to prepare. Mutual Funds Weekly, these money and investing tips can help you with stock and bond strategies to whip inflation. Business in the age of COVID-19, how tech companies are bringing workers back to the office, slowly and with social incentives. The New York Post, CryptoPunk NFT sells for $11.8 million at Sotheby's. Brett Aarons is raw, public pensions lose on hedge funds, again. Chipotle's upcoming launch of smoked brisket should make recent price hikes easy to swallow. Mortgage rates fell over the past week, despite inflation hitting a 13-year high. What's going on? Investors tell G7 that money will flow to nations that take the lead on climate change. Rich IPO paydays for Airbnb, DoorDash CEOs lead influential advisory firms to target execs at their first shareholder meetings. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Gelter is seeking a senior patent agent, IPWatchdog.com. Building the better shirt collar, 19th century inventors from the Glens Falls region, Glens Falls Post-Star. Patented technologies for schistosomiasis control and prevention filed by Chinese applicants, infectious diseases of poverty, Biomed Central. The next headlines are from Quartz. Introducing our new editor, African Entertainment Ascends, Twitter ban pain. The sounds putting Africa on the global music map. Africa's entertainment deals are going down in the DMs. African entertainment comes into its own. A new editor, and a new chapter, for Quartz Africa. The US is slipping as a tourist destination, and more than COVID is to blame. A neuroscientist explains what happens inside your brain when you exercise. There's only one body standing in the way of Google's plan to kill third-party cookies. Companies look beyond free popcorn to butter up their retail investors. The Coinbase IPO kicked off a new era in crypto, or did it? The following headlines are from TechDirt. This week in TechDirt history, June 6-12. Oatly sues Purity for trademark and trade dress infringement. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Paul Craig. Chris Evans. Nate Diaz. When is Father's Day in 2021? Kamala Harris Vice President. Joe Rogan. David Archuleta. Pulse Nightclub. YouTubers versus TikTokers. E3. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Watch, UFC lightweight McKinney makes history with 7-second KO, only to injure knee by leaping onto cage in celebration. Goldman Sachs doubles down on $80 oil prediction. I wish I'd taken him the FCK out, bloodied fan King Diaz almost sets up win over Edwards with late punch at UFC 263, video. Aussie snicker after PM Morrison's first 1-to-1 with Biden turns into three-way meeting with UK's Johnson. Massive gas pipe explosion rips through residential neighborhood in China, leaving at least 12 dead and over 100 injured, videos. G7 nations seek to counter China's Silk Road projects with ambitious infrastructure plan. By painting Russia as an enemy, Biden is now caught in a trap of his own making ahead of his crucial Geneva showdown with Putin. China scoffs at G7's international system, says days when world was controlled by a small group are over. Local officials resign in India as filmmaker faces sedition case for comparing government COVID-19 response to bioweapon. Bringing nuclear power to new level, Russia starts building world's first fast neutron reactor. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. It won't be pleasant, Mark Carney unveils dystopian new world to combat climate crisis. Visualizing the biggest companies in the world in 2021. Trump huddles with GOP Congress members to plan how to flip House in 2022. Pentagon announces $150 million in defense aid to Ukraine for bolstering borders with Russia. Group of 7 illustrates existential global problem not solution. Bank of America, everyone knows the Fed will stop tapering as soon as the S&P drops 10%. Real interest rates suggest it's a good time to buy and hold gold. Thor Industries now has $14 billion order backlog amid booming demand for RVs. A slippery, bootlicking AG, ? MSM goes silent as Garland sides with Barr's controversial positions. Visualizing the history of U.S. inflation over 100 years. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Moroccan landlords refuse to rent out space for Israeli mission. Betrayed, the Afghan interpreters abandoned by the U.S. Bangladesh cricketer Shakib suspended after umpire outburst. Spain's right rallies against plan to pardon Catalan separatists. Tunisians rally against police brutality in working-class areas. Grax Kelly Flores, the Bolivian girl dreaming of boxing glory. HIV AIDS at 40, what have we learned? Euro 2020, how Denmark team doctor, medic saved Eriksson's life. Copa America 2021, what you need to know. US and NATO, manufacturing a new Cold War? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Disney World relaxes mask mandate, social distancing measures in most areas. Marsha Blackburn, Kamala Harris afraid to go to the border. Kamala Harris at DC Pride Parade, transgender community must be protected. Sex ed teacher leaves post at elite private school after showing masturbation cartoon to first graders. Exclusive Monica de la Cruz Hernandez, Republicans will flip Vicente Gonzalez's seat in the midterms. Eric Greitens, Kamala Harris refusal to visit border a total failure of leadership. Tucker Carlson, Alex Marlow's breaking the news of prescient work. Pro-Palestinian protesters chant Allahu Akbar, torch Israeli flag in NYC demonstration. Marlow to Tucker, big tech and media cover-up of COVID origins is really about protecting corporate business models in China. GOP Rip Gonzalez, border and Hispanic communities are hurting now more than ever at border. The next headlines are from UPI News. Whale swallows lobster diver, rejects him as meal. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Native American tribe in Maine gets back sacred island taken 160 years ago. Firefighters get creative to help baby raccoon with its head stuck in a sewer cover. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Researchers now have AI device to sniff out cancer in blood samples with 95% accuracy for hard-to-detect types. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, June 13th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. I miss airline meals so much I make them at home. Cincinnati man crashes car after cicada smacked him in the face. Avid birders stumble across bear, in a nest, atop tree. Austrian man jailed for 19 months after tattooing Nazi symbol on his testicle. The woman who spent lockdown alone in the Arctic. After becoming trapped in a factory ceiling, a Virginia bear was rescued, news media. China tries to keep elephant herd out of city of 7 million. Vulture Mia becomes first bird in the world to receive permanent bionic limb replacement. NBC halts production on Ultimate Slip and Slide amid report of explosive diarrhea outbreak on set. Leaks IRS documents confirm, the rich don't pay taxes. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Self-driving startup Wabi just managed to net $83.50 How? Make Amazon dropshipping and private labels your ultimate business launchpad with this training. DeepMind researchers say reinforcement learning is the key to cracking general AI. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, June 13th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Another heat wave expected to blast Utah. Donovan Mitchell hurt late. Utah Jazz defense falls apart as Clippers roll to Game 3 win. The triple team, Jazz defense has awful night. Ball sticks on offense as Clippers win Game 3. LA Clippers forward Paul George finds rhythm, comfort against Utah Jazz in Game 3. Bayou's Anna Camp Bennett wins 1,500 run at NCAA track and field championships. Ground broken for Syracuse Utah Temple. Utah Jazz LA Clippers buzz. Is Donovan Mitchell the best Jazz player ever? Plus, Mitchell's injury scare. Jazz miss Mike Conley. Utah Republicans approve resolution condemning critical race theory. American Idol star, returned LDS missionary David Archuleta comes out as LGBTQ Plus online. Mike Conley ruled out of Utah Jazz's Game 3 versus Clippers on Saturday. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. NASA finally shows off assembled space launch system mega rocket. China's Huron rover takes a selfie on Mars. 4+ years in prison for home security worker who accessed security cameras to spy on women. Seat on Jeff Bezos' space trip sells for $28 million. Linus Torv American League Division Series tells anti-vaxxer to shut up on Linux mailing list. Dartmouth abandons controversial online cheating investigation at medical school. Patch released for 7-year-old privilege escalation bug in Linux service Pocket. Cryptocurrency miners force changes to free tiers 2 at Docker. Nearly $1 billion in funding restored for California bullet train. Microsoft's GitHub releases Visual Studio Code extension allowing editing without cloning repositories. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. One dead, others injured in Merrimack River boating accident in Fenton. Better family life holds housewarming party for first-time home buyers. VA opens 5 new buildings of the Jefferson Barracks campus. Taqueria Durango reopens a year after a devastating fire. Maryland Heights home destroyed by fire. Volunteers power massive cleanup in Kingsway neighborhood. Cardinals fans are ready for a full stadium. Bear spotted in field near New Boston, Illinois. Missouri governor signs Second Amendment Preservation Act into law. Police, feud settled with fatal shooting at McClure North High School. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Record number of travelers take to the skies. Police looking for missing man, 79, suffering from Alzheimer's. Passenger on Delta flight restrained after altercation with multiple people near front of plane, video shows. Congress looks towards legislative action to fight off cyber attacks. 1 dead, 2 in critical condition in Savannah mass shooting. 4 men sought in SR-54 shooting in Lincoln Acres. Stroman, Lindor lead Mets past slumping Padres 4-1. Spring Valley student eliminated in Scripps National Spelling Bee. Man pushing shopping cart hit and killed by vehicle. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Russia, US and other countries reach new agreement against cyber hacking, even as attacks continue. No joint news conference after Biden-Putin summit, White House. Alleged serial killer busted after cashier slips GPS tracker and bag of stolen cash. Biden to hold solo press conference after Putin meeting, White House official. Just 10% of popular movies had a Muslim character. Riz Ahmed wants to change that. Become a photography pro by unlocking the iPhone's hidden camera feature ZDNet. Putin reveals what he thinks of Trump in rare interview. Garbage, Putin denies Russia plans to give Iran spy satellite. Massive growth for GPS tracker market with detailed competitor analysis and forecast report to 2028, KSU The Sentinel newspaper. Our Cybersecurity in a Cyber War for Age, by Diane Diamond. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russia sends warships to shadow U.S. Navy destroyer in Black Sea. Pentagon to release $150 million in military aid to Ukraine. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, June 13, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Celebrating Pride Month at Oracle Park. Richmond community rallies to reduce police budget. Pharmacist saves shopper who stopped breathing inside store. Mudcat Grand, first black 20-game winner in AL, dies at 85. Austin mass shooting, one suspect in custody, another still at large in 6th Street attack. 3-alarm fire breaks out at recycling center in Oakland. How Newsom's handling of reopening differs from other governors. San Francisco Playhouse hosts first play of 2021 to live audience. 12-year-old girl arrested for multiple fires in Berkeley. 12-year-old Oakland boy shot during attempted theft of catalytic converter. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Sun penalty helps South Korea advance in Asian WC qualifying. The latest, Erickson sends his greetings from hospital. Leonard, George held Clippers beat Jazz, cut the deficit to 2-1. Martinez, Cardinals to take on Davis, Cubs. Grammar Moses, a Southern charm vocabulary lesson. Patterson homers in third straight game, Cubs beat Cards 7-2. Hendricks gives Cubs bullpen a break, earns 6th straight win. From favorites to long shots, experts outline what really could happen to Arlington Park. Potential buyers present land for former Motorola site in Harvard. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Some requirements reinstated for unemployment benefits in Washington starting July 4. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Carlos 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Gaguma 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, June 13th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Monitoring for potential tropical development late next week, development chances at 40%. Here's when a chance for cooling downpours returns. Saturday was the 53rd anniversary of Loving Day, celebrating landmark interracial marriage ruling. 35-year-old mom and teen daughter both found shot to death in their apartment, HPD says. Mass shooting on Austin 6th Street, 14 hurt, 1 suspect arrested, 1 remains at large. Houston Baptist University triple jumper to compete at U.S. Olympic trials after devastating injury. Bayou Bowl 2021, it's East versus West tonight in Baytown. There's another big closure this weekend, Gulf Freeway. Pulse nightclub shooting victims remembered in Houston. HPD investigating death of 4-year-old who was found with severe trauma on parts of his body. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, Krejcikova aiming for title sweep in Paris. Swiss vote on whether to hike taxes to fight climate change. The latest, Japanese airline starts crew vaccination drive. Ole Miss beats Arizona 12-3, stays alive in Super Regional. Guerrilla tactics, Berlin delivery riders take on $1 billion startup. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, $28 million buys you a ticket to space with Jeff Bezos. New York 7-day COVID-19 average positivity rate among the lowest in the U.S., Cuomo says. Less than 1% of independent venues have gotten Save Our Stages pandemic relief funds. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Sharpton opts to stay neutral in primary election, advocating for early voting instead. Far Rockaway couple arrested on weapons charges days after 10-year boy killed next door. What COVID policies you should know before sending your kid to camp in NYNJ this summer. Former NYPR CEO was paid almost $1.9 million on way out. The landmark Childs Building on Coney Island Boardwalk is now a massive new restaurant. Early voting underway in New York City for primary election. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Turning to sustainable global business, 5 things to know about the circular economy. Counting down to Peace Day, UN chief urges, stand up against hatred and care for planet. Demystify albinism and end discrimination, UN chief. Global leaders to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, stop the atrocities in Tigray. First person, an on-air antidote to misinformation in the Central African Republic. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Global banking regulators call for toughest rules for cryptocurrencies. The war over genetic privacy is just beginning. Lake Mead falls to lowest water level since Hoover Dam's construction in 1930s. Half of pandemic unemployment funds may have been stolen, Axios. The NHS just changed how they count COVID cases, here's why. Is a climate lockdown on the horizon? UK government advisor says mask mandates should continue forever. Infamous Israeli home thief is federally charged. Long Island, NY financial fraudster. Tony Blair suggests unvaccinated should remain under lockdown restrictions. The real reasons why California leftists are terrified of the AR-15. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Winning auction bid to fly in space with Jeff Bezos, $28 M. Denmark game at Euro 2020 suspended after Ericsson collapses. Did Marjorie Taylor Greene say she doesn't believe in evolution? France is sending over a second Statue of Liberty. Yes, a nun has admitted to embezzling $835,000 from a Catholic school. Video shows Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey's Dirty Dancing screen test. Is Starbucks facing supply shortages? AMA doctors meet amid vocal backlash over racial equity plan. China's wandering elephants on the move again. Leslie Grace lives full circle moment in the Heights. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Save $50 on our favorite Fitbit for Father's Day. New York City has a shiny new attraction. OMG, I want to rent that house, Ameland Island, Netherlands. John Taffer's Guide to Saving Las Vegas Bars and Restaurants. Kevin Can FK himself, WandaVision, and the rise of the ultra-meta sitcom. This school's viral college acceptance videos masked lies and abuse. How a renegade Middle Eastern mafia invented modern Russian espionage. The doctor who eliminated smallpox says COVID-19 is here to stay. In the Heights is just the beginning for the radiant Melissa Barrera. Billie Eilish, Lorde and the push for women pop stars to constantly reinvent themselves. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Overnight mass shootings in 3 states stoke fears of bloody summer. Zach Britton pitches scoreless inning in return to Yankees. Rapper Polo G arrested for attacking cops after Miami album release party. Israel Adesanya cruises past Marvin Vettori during UFC 263 title defense. Netanyahu set to lose power as Israel's parliament votes on new government. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Commercial space travel gaining foothold in tourism industry. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Second teen charged in shooting of UK Black Lives Matter activist Sasha Johnson. Swastika painted in Jewish prayer room at Germany's Frankfurt airport. Firefighters free baby raccoon that got its head stuck in sewer cover. Father and son dead after being swept out by riptide in Florida, man who tried to save them still missing. NYC mayoral candidate Eric Adams takes heat for old video suggesting one teacher can handle 400 students in virtual class. Oklahoma man charged with hate crime following verbal and physical assault of Asian family. 1 person killed, 7 more injured, including 18-month-old, in Savannah shooting. Biden to name Pulse nightclub a national memorial. Winning bidder pays $28 million to go to space with Jeff Bezos. Former college baseball pitcher given new prosthetic arm after his was stolen. The following headlines are from military.com. Winning auction bid to fly in space with Jeff Bezos, $28 M. AP explainer, who are Americans on trial in Bones escape. NATO leaders bid symbolic adieu to Afghanistan at summit. Trial begins for Marine accused in soldiers' hazing death. Cambodia limits U.S. diplomat scrutiny of controversial base. Iran nuclear talks aimed at reset, face major challenges. After charming leaders, Queen Elizabeth sits back for military parade. Report, jet pilot had emergency, ejected in crash near Nellis. F-16 pilots runway death forces reckoning over tight flight hours, training gaps. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Boy, 14, grazed in Southside shooting, police say. 24 shot, 3 fatally, in Chicago weekend violence, including 10 people injured in single mass shooting in Chatham neighborhood. Illinois COVID-19 vaccine tracker, 69% of Illinois adults have received at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose. Daily Illinois coronavirus graphs, 15 new deaths, 26 new confirmed and probable cases and 51,470 new test results. The statewide positivity rate for cases is 0.9%. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 268 new COVID-19 cases and 15 additional deaths reported Saturday as statewide positivity rate falls below 1%. Lexus runs into CPD sergeant, flees seen on South Side. Sources, top CPD official honored for heroism in 2018 hospital shooting gets demoted. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Norway sees oil in its future despite warnings. Space pups, mouse sperm stored on International Space Station produces healthy young. Nobel-winning Japanese chemist dies at 85. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, June 13th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Ericsson sends his greetings to teammates after collapse. Apple's tightly controlled App Store is teeming with scams. Finland's local elections a test for nation's young leader. Erdogan and Biden meet at a tense moment for Turkish-US ties. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Bridge, June 13, 2021. Horoscopes June 13, 2021, Caught Dennings, be prepared to work hard. Word Game, June 13, 2021. Ask Amy, should he be blunt about why he wants to date her? Dear Abby, my married lover says all the right things, but I'm starting to have doubts. CCS Basketball Roundup, Burlingame Boys upset Santa Cruz in Division III Final. CCS Basketball, Piedmont Hills wins Division I title behind Jordan Martinez's legendary performance. CCS Basketball Championships, Weekend Scoreboard. Prep Basketball, Sacred Heart Prep captures first CCS title since 2014 with bigger plans in store. Giants hold on for extra inning win over Nationals in Game 2 of doubleheader. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Judge blocks USDA race-based debt relief for farmers that excludes whites. Catholic deacon's lawyer plans High Court appeal after Texas ruling in defamation case. British Parliament members ask Biden to drop Julian Assange prosecution during UK visit. Bill Maher rips liberal progressophobia, belief in whiteness as a malady by woke allies. Remains of Confederate General and KKK leader Nathan Bedford Forrest removed from Memphis Park. Trump urges states to resist Department of Justice's effort to suppress accountability in the 2020 election. YouTube suspends Ron Johnson over hydroxychloroquine video, Senator calls it Rogan censorship. Biden, G7 leaders agree to end public support of coal industry. Biden to sign bill creating national memorial at site of Pulse nightclub mass shooting. The next headlines are from The Intercept. ICE locks down facility as women protest handling of possible tuberculosis case. Bolsonaro ramps up crackdown on dissent with tough Brazil election looming. Securely erasing your iPhone or iPad with a power drill. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, June 13, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Radio tracer effective for detection and assessment of lung fibrosis. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Man critically hurt in Loop high-rise fire. 2 CPD officers, driver injured in West Side crash. Group carjacks a woman after striking her vehicle in Fulton River District. 1 in custody following Gold Coast traffic crash, weapons recovered. Horoscope for Sunday, June 13, 2021. Homers, Hendricks carry Cubs past Cardinals. 14-year-old boy hurt in West Woodlawn shooting. Brian Goodwin doubles and homers in first 2 at-bats with White Sox. 2 teen boys, 17, hurt in Little Village drive-by shooting. Tim Anderson pushes to lead and inspire, his spirit is infectious, Tony La Russa says. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, June 13, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Heartbreak behind Sheen's world record, Daily Telegraph. Olympics McKeon breaks world record for 100 backstroke, dead the scores. Kaylee McKeon breaks 100 backstroke world record at Australia Olympic Trials, home of the Olympic Channel. Sadie Engelhart breaks world age group record in mile split. Lake of the Ozarks fails to break world record, Como 8. World record holder Mert Tozer wants to make you fit, Daily Pioneer. Super Mario 64 speedrunner breaks 16-star world record during 4-month Twitch stream, Dixerto. Woman breaks own Guinness World Record for longest eyelash, the Indian Express. Guinness World Record holder Sebastian Abreu, who played for 31 clubs, retires, ESPN. Goods by Goodhood drops leopard print slip mat for World Record Store Day 2021, Hypebeast. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Apple channels its inner Little Mermaid to try to sell you the new iPad Pro. Like Google Chrome, Chrome OS will transition to a 4-week update release cycle. Netflix drops a new Arcane clip during Geek Week. Apple and Microsoft say they had no idea Trump-era Department of Justice requested data on political rivals. Facebook unveils AI model that copies text style from images using a single word. John Cho lends his voice to Netflix's Wish Dragon. See Season 2 trailer is live and David Bautista joins the series. Kevin Bacon joins Toxic Avenger as the main villain. Whale takes one bite, sends man right back to kitchen. Telecom companies win injunction to put New York's affordable internet law on hold. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 123.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 51 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 104.44 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 75.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Ubisoft at E3, Mario Rabbids sequel, Rainbow Six, Extraction, more. The best discounts from Xbox's deals unlocked E3 2021 sale. Here are a bunch of iOS 15 features that Apple didn't mention earlier. How to protect species and save the planet, at the same time. The following headlines are from Raw Story. 3 shootings in 2 cities results in arrest of 39-year-old man, police. Lara Trump could be facing 20 years in prison for inciting vigilante violence on Fox News, report. Arm up and get guns, Lara Trump warns people may have to start taking matters into their own hands. Missouri Governor Mike Parsons lacks the compassion of Texas Republicans, St. Louis newspaper. Watch, Joe Rogan ridiculed in the sky above Los Angeles. Trump official battle colleagues to stop them from making embarrassing claim about COVID-19, report. Here's how Brian Kemp is outmaneuvering Trump in Georgia. Watch, Trump fans stream out of Mike Lindell MAGA rally while he talks about Jesus. Wacko tourism, disgraced ex-governor Eric Greitens makes pilgrimage to Arizona audit. 2 dead and 5 injured during multiple shootings in Milwaukee, police. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. How giving Native Americans their land back helps protect nature. Conservatives are hell-bent on attacking critical race theory, they're whitewashing structural racism. In the Heights transported me into my childhood, and back again. Biden administration shutters Trump pet project linking immigrants and crime. Plastics from takeout food are clogging up our oceans, study shows. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Troop embargo, UFOs suddenly all the talk in Washington, NBC News. The UFO report won't change minds, but maybe it should, Mint. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. The 5 coolest companies changing neuroscience in 2021 other than Neuralink, Medium. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, June 13th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The Sonora UFO X-Files. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, June 13th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.